If you're watching this video, you probably already know you have some level of problem with alcohol or some other substance. Maybe you've known for a little while, but every time you think about getting help, your mind immediately goes straight to rehab. 30 days away from your life, your job, your family, telling everyone, starting over, and then something in you starts screaming, "No way," really loudly. I'm not doing that, so you don't do anything. But here's what I want you to know. Rehab isn't the only path to recovery, and the fact that you're not willing to go to rehab doesn't mean that you're not ready to make a change. Let's be honest about why rehab feels like a non-starter for so many people. Maybe you have a job that you can't be away from for 30 days. Maybe you have kids who depend on you, or you might not be able to afford it. Maybe you just don't want everyone in your life to know about it. Or maybe you've heard horror stories about other people who've been, or even had a bad experience yourself. Or maybe you just don't feel like your situation is that bad. You're still functioning. You're not living under a bridge somewhere. You're holding it together. Well, mostly. None of that means you don't have a problem. It just means that rehab isn't the right fit right now. Because rehab is one tool, but it's not the only tool. Rehab just became like the default answer because it's visible. And for some people, it really works well, especially if you're in a crisis. If you're physically dependent on a substance where withdrawal could be dangerous for you. If you've lost everything. If you need to be removed from your environment to get your feet under you, then rehab is exactly what you need. But a lot of people struggling with addiction just aren't in that place yet. They're what I call like functional addicts or alcoholics. They're getting through the day. They're not in crisis. They're in a slow, quiet decline that most people can't see from the outside. And for people in that situation, there are other options. There are outpatient programs. You could do treatment during the day or even in the evenings after work. It's less disruptive and you still get a lot of structure and support. You could do individual counseling or therapy, working with someone one-on-one who specializes in addiction. No group therapy, no label, just private conversations focused on your specific situation. There's even online recovery programs. There are more of these than ever before. You can work through the content on your own time, often anonymously. Some include coaching and some are self-help. Or you could just do recovery coaching, working with someone who could help you create a structured, personalized recovery program. Set goals, stay accountable. It's less clinical than therapy and more flexible. And of course, there are all kinds of support groups out there. Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Smart Recovery, Dharma Recovery, Regen, Celebrate Recovery. There are tons of them. Maybe you need to look at medication-assisted treatment. These are medicines that can reduce cravings or make drinking or using less appealing. And most of the time, you can get them from your doctor without other people having to know. Or hey, maybe it's just self-directed change that you need. Some people change on their own through reading books, podcasts, journaling, and a lot of sheer determination. It's harder without support, but not impossible. The point is you have options. The question is, what kind of support fits what I need and fits in my life right now? If you're realizing there might be a path forward that you haven't considered before, hit subscribe because we make videos on recovery that go beyond the standard advice because one size doesn't fit all and you deserve options that actually work for your life. What I've learned after 20 years of doing this work isn't picking the right program. The first step is being honest with yourself, not honest with your spouse, not honest with your boss, honest with yourself. That's it. That's where it starts. Everything else is just logistics. And once you've taken that first step internally, you can start exploring what kind of support makes sense for you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to be honest with yourself. If you've been stuck because you felt like rehab was the only option and you haven't been willing to go there, I hope this opens up some new options for you. You don't have to blow up your life to change it. You don't have to hit rock bottom. And you don't have to do this the way that anyone else did. You just have to start. If you want help figuring out what that looks like, drop a comment and check out the links in the description. You don't have to do this alone.